And it looks like we are recording. So again, good morning, everyone. My name is Burton Kelso. I'm the tech expert at Integral. And today I'm here to talk about 6 surprising and easy to use LinkedIn tips for real estate professionals that actually work. And I think that's the key word, ones that actually work, because I think the challenge is that there are so many people out there that have opinions as far as what they can do with LinkedIn, but um, but no one really gives out real world advice as far as things that you can do to make it effective. So in this COVID-19 crisis that we're in, it's really important that you stay focused and stay connected with your buyers and sellers, because I think real estate transactions are occurring less and less. So it's important that when after your transaction and even during your transaction, that you make sure that you are letting them know that you're still around and letting them know that you're welcome to take any referrals from any potential buyers and sellers out there. So obviously we're practicing social distancing, we're locked in. What better way to get on LinkedIn or to improve your LinkedIn presence than now? Because I mean, what are you doing sitting at home? So LinkedIn is probably one of the older social media platforms that are out there. LinkedIn, I know I've been on LinkedIn for probably at least, I would say 11 years, but LinkedIn's been around a couple of years from that. Now, LinkedIn used to be considered the business social media platform, meaning that people only thought that they could put business content out there. And it's really evolved past that since Microsoft bought LinkedIn several years ago. I mean, there are many things that LinkedIn offers that has made it become a little bit more robust and a little bit more popular. I think what has happened with LinkedIn is not only did Microsoft purchase LinkedIn and took it over, but it has also been changed where it almost is a little bit more like Facebook. But I hate to say that because LinkedIn is still LinkedIn. It's still geared for more a professional layout as far as your profile is concerned. But there are several things that you need to really focus on before you just jump in with LinkedIn. You've got to unlearn everything you learned, but LinkedIn, like most of the social media platforms, you always have to focus on the relationships. It's all about the relationships. I don't care what social media platform you're on. And the same thing happens with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is, like all social media platforms, designed to help you build and solidify those relationships. And in this COVID-19 pandemic, that's more important than ever, because how else are you going to stay in contact with your contacts? You've got to make sure that they know that you're around and that you're there to help them if they need help with buying and selling their home. Now, when it comes to business, this next slide is one of the other most important things you need to think about. People really don't care about your business. They really don't. What they care about is their problems. And so what you need to focus on is be the solution that they're looking for. You have to be a solution provider when it comes to being on social media. That's the whole point. People connect with you because they like you, but at the same time, they connect with you because they're hoping that you're going to be a resource that's going to help solve whatever problems they have. So in real estate, obviously, the problem that most people have is I've got a house I want to sell, and or there's a house that I want to buy, and I want to make sure that I get that house, and it's going to be the dream home that I want. So you have to be that resource. Also, there are a ton of questions that need to be asked within real estate transactions, and many realtors, they'll take the time to ask those. So once you begin to position yourself as a influencer or a provider of valuable content on LinkedIn and all the other social media platforms out there, then people will begin to focus on you and want to do business with you, because it boils down to people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So if people know you, they'll listen to you, but if they like you, then they'll want to use you. So you've got to turn social media and LinkedIn into a platform where you are become a liked person. So you not only have your current buyers and sellers wanting to do business with you, but you also start to develop a tribe of people who want to use you to help conduct their real estate transactions. And so the good thing about LinkedIn, there's several ways that you can do that. You can do it the old fashioned way, where you just post regular text-based content and share your thoughts and opinions on LinkedIn. One of the other things you can do on LinkedIn, which is incredible, is that you can actually share video on LinkedIn. And then video comes in two forms on LinkedIn. There's video content that you can create organically within the LinkedIn app. Also, LinkedIn has a feature called LinkedIn Live. Um, let's see here. Let's stop. Someone posted a question. Can you all hear? I can't hear, so I'm wondering if it's just me. Again, I'm going to ask, can everyone hear me okay? Type yes, the text message, so we can make sure everyone's hearing me. Yes, yes. So I guess whoever wrote that, Mina, I guess it may be just you. So let's continue. Mina, what you might want to do is in the Zoom app, make sure that you're using the right sound option to listen in, or use headphones. I'm just going to type use headphones, if I could spell right. All right, but moving on. So with LinkedIn, you have regular organic video, as I call it, but you also have LinkedIn Live. Now, LinkedIn Live is a feature that you can sign up for. Unlike Facebook Live or Instagram Live or even TikTok Live, it's something you have to sign up for. So if you Google, how do I sign up for LinkedIn Live, you can go ahead and fill out the application. But one of the things that you have to do before you sign up for LinkedIn Live is that you have to prove that you are a provider of valuable content. And I will tell you that you need to focus on your LinkedIn post to make sure that you are sharing valuable content. And that's the secret with most of these social media channels out there, is that once you start to provide valuable content, then you will start to leverage the algorithms, and you will also be opened up to special features and such, as the case of LinkedIn Live. But LinkedIn Live, like live on all of the other social media platforms, sends out a message to all of your connections to say that you've gone live. So if you have, let's say you have 400 connections, or maybe you've got 4,000 connections on LinkedIn, whenever you go live, it automatically sends that information out to your viewers so that they can see what's going on and when you're going live. So if you haven't done it, make sure that you sign up for LinkedIn Live. The other thing, if you haven't posted live video on LinkedIn, you really want to concentrate on that too. The other thing that's great about LinkedIn is that you can do hashtags in LinkedIn. And for those of you that don't know what a hashtag is, obviously it's the pound sign, but a hashtag is an identifier that lets people know what your post is about. So if you're talking about real estate, obviously you want to use a hashtag of real estate, and then you want to focus on whatever location that you're in. So if people are looking for real estate in your area, the hashtag will help bring it up in the search engine optimization algorithm. Also, it focuses on the search engine in whatever profile or social media platform that you're looking in. So you can actually sign up to follow specific hashtags on LinkedIn. So if you're a buyer or seller and you're looking for a real estate agent, you might want to type in, say, Sacramento, and then you want to do the hashtag of real estate. So that way, if people are looking for real estate in that area, they can quickly find those posts that relate to their area. So if you haven't used hashtags on LinkedIn, you might want to start using them, because the LinkedIn algorithm is starting to pick up on hashtags so that you can so that people can find the content that they're looking for. You can do it for both your personal LinkedIn and your business LinkedIn, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Now, before we get on to the 6 tips as far as getting more from LinkedIn, there are a few key things that you need to focus on whatever post you do on LinkedIn. Because some people will just post content and just like, oh, I'm just going to throw something out there and hope it sticks. And you can't really do that on social media. Like I said, there are no experts out there, but at the same time, there are specific rules that if you want your content to be viewed by other people, that you have to follow. And so let's start off with those rules. So rule number 1 is, does it solve a specific problem? When you make something, post something on LinkedIn, you want to make sure that you become a problem solver, because that's why people are on LinkedIn. I have a problem, I want to solve it. So does it solve a specific problem? So think about that before you post. What problem are you going to solve when you make this post? Are you giving out valuable information about the real estate market? Are you giving out tips as far as how people can improve their curb value? Are you giving out valuable home tips in order to help people maintain the value of their home? Those are the things that people want to see on LinkedIn. Obviously, we're looking at it from a value of entertainment, but at the same time, we want to get information. That's why we're on social media. The next tip that you want to do before you even begin to post on social media and LinkedIn is, does your post elicit emotions? This is why you see a lot of inspirational posts on LinkedIn, because they elicit emotion. In these tough times of this COVID-19 pandemic, you're down in the dumps and you're like, man, what's my next move? And if you're stuck in the mud, what better way to motivate and to bring value to your day than to see something inspirational to keep you going? And Motivational Monday is a good hashtag to use if you are starting to craft your way in such a manner. I know for myself, I would sometimes post motivational stuff on LinkedIn because I would have periods where, as an entrepreneur, I'd be like, well, golly, what's my next step? So to encourage myself and encourage other people, I would post inspirational quote or post. So we have a question from, I think it's Niru. I hope I pronounced that right. But how do you do the hashtag? Can you go over the E, whatever that means? So basically, when you do a hashtag, it's just a matter of going to your keyboard, and I'm having fun with this because I've got a wireless keyboard. Look at that. You just basically go to the above the 3 where the hashtag is, and you just put a hashtag, and you start to type in your word of your hashtag. Now, here's a quick cheat that you can do as far as finding great hashtags. There's a website that you can go to, and let me see if I can pull this up real quick when I pull it up. You can type in best hashtags in Google, and let's see if it brings up the site that I want to bring up. So there's a website that I pulled up that's from November 19, 20 plus hashtags to use on LinkedIn. Let me copy this and I'll share that post. But what LinkedIn, what happens is when you click the hashtag, then it will automatically bring up popular hashtags within that realm. So if you start to type in hashtag real estate, then it'll bring up the hashtag of real estate, and then you can put it in. But if you go to the website that I just sent out a post to everyone, you can go in and find out what the best general hashtags to use on LinkedIn are. So that way it will kind of help you get started as far as using hashtags. Now, the next thing that you want to do before you even post or think about posting is, does it create curiosity? And I don't know why I left the it out of that, but yes, it needs to say, does it create curiosity? Excuse me for that typo. But if you post something, it's got to make people want more. So the best example of that is a blog post. Let's say that you post something, you're a blogger, you're a real estate blogger, and you post something. You're like, hey, you don't want to post, go read my blog. People are gonna be like, why? What? And which brings me up to my next point. Why? So create curiosity to make people go to your blog post. And so you want to put something like, hey, did you know that you could, these are some awesome tips to disinfect your home? And it's like, oh, wow, I want to know how to disinfect my home on, to keep me safe and secure from COVID-19. So it's got to create curiosity. So finally, let's go to our last one, which kind of goes at what I was saying. Why should people care? And I think that's one of the things is like, who cares if people are posting stuff? And I think this more aligned goes with the people who post political posts on LinkedIn. I mean, why do I care? You're not going to change my mind if you post political or religious stuff because I've already got those foundations. So if you make a post, make sure that you understand why people should care about it. I mean, as far as real estate, you might think that, well, people don't really care about what I'm eating, but they do. You know why? Because people are always looking for good places to eat. And so if you're posting, hey, I got this great meal from this carry out place, that's a caring post. Because people are like, man, I'm tired of cooking at home. I would like to find a great place that would deliver food to me. So that would be a caring post. Maybe your grandkid turned 10 or your kid turned kid or 10 or had a birthday. Maybe not so much, but in this era, that would be a good post because many kids are not able to celebrate their birthdays the way that they should. So why not have a post saying, hey, do you mind saying happy birthday to little Johnny or little Julie because they're not able to have their party? So that would be a post why people would care, or turning a regular post that people would normally not care about to something they would care about because, number one, it's going to get more people to interact with your post. Number two, it is eliciting emotion because people are like, well, golly, that really sucks that they're not able to enjoy their birthdays. So make it into why people should really care about your post. Now, on to our tips. So tip number one, as far as what you should do with LinkedIn, is to make sure that your profile is telling a story. And what the heck do I mean about that? Well, basically, if someone goes to your LinkedIn page, you've got about probably 5 seconds to capture their attention and make them care about why they should care about your post. But the other thing, too, is people love stories. We love stories, and why not get people engaged? So you want to create the narrative on your LinkedIn profile so that it kind of crafts a story about who you are and basically how you can help people out. One of the other benefits of that too is that when you're creating your story, you want to make sure that you're crafting a specific and searchable headline. The reason being is because your headline or what you say about yourself on LinkedIn is going to pop up in those search engine optimizations on Google and some of the other social media platforms out there. And that is really important because people don't realize that your social media pages are going to stand out more than your website. So if you've got a real estate website and you've been struggling to get that SEO in effect, you can do it because it's a good thing. But at the same time, it would be better to get to craft your LinkedIn profile so that it will stand out more and become searchable online, because it doesn't matter which social media platform that you're on, your social media platform will stand out more from your website. So to kind of give you an idea of how you want to craft and build your LinkedIn page, I've got a sample of mine. It's kind of dated, but it'll work. So this is my current LinkedIn profile. As you can see, I've got the banner filled out. One of the things that you want to do immediately, if you can, is to put something in your banner up there. Now, I know there are specific rules as far as real estate professionals, as far as what they put in their banner. So you might want to check with your brokerage or with the state association to make sure that you're crafting this banner right. But with your banner, the thing that you want to share is what it is that you do and how you help people. That would be your brand. So we've got a quick question. Let me answer that real quick. So it says, I have one of our agents wants to log in. Oh, so let me unlock that. So hold on. I'm going to type in, hold on. Let me unlock it. The meeting. So I'm going to unlock this meeting real quick. So it is unlocked. So new participants can join. So hopefully the agent that's coming in is not going to be a Zoom bomber. We're gonna have some problems. They'll fight me in the streets if that happens. So anyway, as far as your LinkedIn banner is concerned, let's get back to that. So you want to put your brand up there. Yeah, what it is, what you do, and how you help people. So as you can see, it says tech expert, TV personality, speaker, and entrepreneur. It lets people know immediately that I'm a tech expert. One of the other things that you can do as far as your brand and your narrative is that you can go in and add a moniker. So as you can see for the last name, Burton is the first name field that I have, but my last name on LinkedIn is Kelso, the technology expert. So it just immediately lets people know what it is that I do. Now, one of the things that I wanted to show, and let me see if I can actually pull up my LinkedIn profile that's live, because you, as far as your description, you want it to read in a narrative so that it tells a story. So let me do a screen share. Let's see if we can get that going. Give me a second here. And there it is. Okay, look at that. So obviously I've got a lot of notifications that I need to deal with this morning. But as you can see, and I hope everyone can see this, the narrative, as opposed to the slide that I had up earlier, reads, I love technology. I've read all the manuals, and I'm serious about making technology fun and exciting for everyone. And you want a nice, snazzy, catchy banner or a sentence like that, just to kind of let people know what it is that you do. So if you're bragging and saying, hey, I'm the top real estate area in Sacramento or all of California, do it. Nothing wrong with a little braggadocio on your LinkedIn profile. Nothing wrong with it at all. So do it and have fun with it. One of the other things that you want to do too is in the about section, and let me bring that up, is that you want to tell a story. So let me share that screen here and let's see if we can get that going. There we go. So let's scroll down, and as you can see in the about section, my vision is to remove the frustrations and complexity of computers and technology and open up people to a whole world of new ideas. So I've got a whole story about me so the people can read it and say, golly, that's great. One of the other things we can look at on my LinkedIn profile is I have static videos uploaded to my LinkedIn profile. Again, you want your LinkedIn profile to tell a story. So if you've got section for video, you want to add it in. You want all of that activity there, and your experience works is great too. So if you go through and the experience, you can see I've been with Integral for 27 years. There's my title. I do a live stream every Wednesdays on Facebook and LinkedIn. All of the television stations I've been on, I've listed it as experiences, and you want to do the same thing. Every experience you had, even though it doesn't matter or doesn't tie into real estate, you want to list it. The other thing is recommendations, and the practice as far as recommendations, and we'll talk about this a little bit more, is that you want to give more than you're going to actually get. So it looks like, ooh, someone give me a pending recommendation I'm going to have to look at. But the main thing is don't ask, give them out. And people will probably in turn want to give you recommendations too. So make sure that you practice the art of giving rather than the art of trying to get. You definitely don't want to be a taker when it comes to your content on social media. The other thing with your LinkedIn profile is that you want to make sure that you let people know that you have a business. So if you have a real estate brokerage, why not create a page for that? If you're an individual agent, then it's not necessarily important for you to create a business page. But if you have your own brokerage, my gosh, by golly, you want to create your own LinkedIn business page. And this is kind of what the business page looks like. And this one's dated, hate to say it, but probably would be, let me stop this because it would be better for me to show you a live business page. So let me go back to my LinkedIn profile. I will screen share it and I will show you how it's going to work as far as your business page is concerned. Let's see if you've got a brokerage. Because if you've got your own real estate brokerage, you want your agents to be on there so that they can say, we're all one big happy team. So if we go back to our screen share, let me share this. Yeah, so as you can see, you can put your business page on here. So there's Integral. If I click on Integral, it's going to take me to the Integral business page, actually with the second click. And with it, once it loads up, I don't know why the internet's running so slow. There we go. You can have your own banner, which you can edit and add. You can put your company name. And one of the things that I will say about a LinkedIn company page is that you want to claim that page, especially if you've got your own brokerage. Why? Because unlike Facebook, LinkedIn only lets one company use a name. So make sure you claim it and you generate your LinkedIn company page as quickly as possible. Some of the other things you can do on your business page is now LinkedIn has offered the ability for you to go in and invite your LinkedIn connections to your business page. I think I've used mine up for the month, but if you click on invite connections, if I had more invite credits, I could invite up to 25 people per day to my business page, and then I can post relevant content on the LinkedIn business page as well as my LinkedIn personal page. So if you don't have a LinkedIn business page, go ahead and set one up because it definitely will help generate your business and get it out there on social media. So again, recommendations, make sure that you give them out, and then you will receive them in return because recommendations go a long way on LinkedIn. You can either write a recommendation or you can just bring up the screen where you can just click that you've worked with somebody and it will help build your business and it'll help make your LinkedIn page more robust. One of the other things that I want to mention too, if you're a LinkedIn newbie, one of the things to make people part of your LinkedIn who want to follow you on LinkedIn, and let me bring up my LinkedIn page again, and obviously this is a hint to follow dear old Burton, but to show you how a robust LinkedIn page is. So let me share my page again. And you want to join the 500 plus club when it comes to LinkedIn. See how I've got 500 connections. Now, most social media platforms will actually list out your connections, but LinkedIn will only show up to 500. So you want to be a part of the 500 club when it comes to LinkedIn. Get to 501 connections at least to make it look like you're active on LinkedIn. If you're not so active, people may not want to join you on LinkedIn. One last thing I'll show you, and we'll move on through the rest of our tips, is see how these connections are blurred out here. I'm a very active searcher on LinkedIn. So one of the difference between a free LinkedIn account and a paid LinkedIn account is the fact that you can only search for so many people once a month. And once you reach your quota, then those connections will become grayed out and you can't search anymore. So we've got a question, let me answer it. What's the financial investment for a LinkedIn business page and what's the benefits? So that's the question. The answer is that you can set up a LinkedIn business page for free. There is no financial obligation to set up your own LinkedIn business page. To go set up a LinkedIn business page, that's a good question because I was clicking on my page to see how you can quickly set it up. But I think if you go to you and go to settings and privacy, then you can go ahead and set up your own business page. But there's no investment. And the benefit is, again, your LinkedIn business page is going to come up higher in the search engine algorithm than just say your regular business website. So that's the main benefit. So, and that's on all social media. So if you Google a business, probably the pages that are going to come up first are the social media pages as opposed to the actual your actual website. So always, regardless what platform you're on and you've got a brokerage or a business, make sure that you create a individual LinkedIn business page. um, or a LinkedIn business page on social media. So our next tip, moving on, because I've rattled on enough about the profile, is take your connections, your offline connections online. Um, the, I'm sure, and I know this slide is going to affect a lot of you. Not that one. That's not the one I wanted to show. Let me go back. All right, here. This is going to resonate with everyone because I'm even guilty of that. You've got this stack of business cards that you've collected at different networking events, and that's what that slide was supposed to show. So let's go back because I created it. I want to show it. Let's go back to that slide. So you've been to networking events and meeting people out and about before this social distancing thing. So the end result is that you wind up with a lot of these. And to show you, let me stop screen share. And oh my gosh, see, I'm just as guilty too. Um, you want to get those business cards and you want to make those offline connections online, because one of the things that happens with business cards and with emails and business cards, people change careers. But what happens when they change careers is they update their social media platform. So if you connect with people online, you're connected forever because they're always going to keep their social media their profile, especially with LinkedIn, because if people are switching careers, they're going to keep their LinkedIn profile up to date. We've got a question. So the question is can you have a business page without having a personal page? No. You've got your business page, like on, say, Facebook, well, at least with Facebook and with LinkedIn, yes, you have to have the two because the business page has to be tied to a LinkedIn account. Now, if you're on Twitter or Instagram, you can create your own business page because it's basically a separate account. But with LinkedIn and even with Facebook, you do have to create a business page in order, you have to have a personal page in order to create a business page. But keep in mind, in real estate, it's kind of those gray areas. So if you're your own individual agent, stick with a personal page. You do not have to have a business. But if you have, like, you're a real estate agent and you have your name and associates, then yes, you want to create your own business page because you have other agents that are working for you, and you want those agents to put out to work with the business page and tell your business's team story. So the difference between a personal page and a business page is that with a personal page on LinkedIn, you're telling your own personal story. On your business page on LinkedIn, you're telling your business story. So it's what the team is doing as opposed to what you're doing. One of the other awesome features of LinkedIn, as far as making you instantly connect with people, is the hashtag. Now, hashtags have become popular because it allows people to be able to quickly connect with hashtags, or QR codes, I should say, rather than hashtags. Now, QR codes are in most social media platforms, and LinkedIn has them. So you can do like the graphic is, you could share a code with someone just by emailing it to them, and they can use their phone's camera to quickly connect with you. You can also save it to your photos. So if you happen to be out and about and you want to quickly connect with someone on LinkedIn, rather than them picking up their phone and searching like doing this, then they can just instantly bring up a QR code with LinkedIn and connect with someone. So just, and this is going to be kind of hard to do on a smartphone, but I'll show you real quick. So up in the search area, let's see if that'll show up. Yes, it will. Up in search, there's a little QR code in the corner there. So what you do is you click on that QR code, and LinkedIn gives you two options. You can either scan a code, or what it'll do is it'll generate a LinkedIn QR code. And you can email that to people. And if you're in a face-to-face situation, you can use that QR code to quickly connect with people. And it was really quick, and it's a fast way to connect with people on LinkedIn. The other thing that you can do once we get out of this period of social distancing is that you can use a feature called Find Nearby on LinkedIn. Find Nearby is a feature that if you turn it on, it uses your phone's Bluetooth to search out for people in a specific area. So once we get out of this period of social distancing with the pandemic, if you want to quickly connect with people at a LinkedIn or at an event, you can turn on LinkedIn's Find Nearby feature, and it will search out everyone in the room using Bluetooth, not GPS. So you don't have to worry about some creeper following you back home. But it uses your phone's Bluetooth, which only can reach about 200 to 500 feet, and then you can quickly connect with everyone in that group. So Remember that. Find nearby. When you get out, you want to use that because it allows you to quickly connect with people on LinkedIn. So the third tip that I have as far as LinkedIn is you want to focus on building relationships, because relationships are the key. It doesn't matter which social media platform, relationships are key, because it all boils down to people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And if you build up your relationships, people are going to want to do business with you. So focus on it. Get that tribe going. If you've got people that love you, build up those relationships and make them happen. One of the best ways that you can build up your relationships on LinkedIn, especially in this period of social distancing, is to say happy birthday to your connections. And that's one of the best things I love about LinkedIn. Now, there was a piece of software that I forgot to mention earlier, or back when I was talking about banners. But what you want to do when you say happy birthday to your connections is that you want to find a photo, or you can create your own custom graphic using a piece of software called Canva. And Canva, which I will write down the website if I could spell this morning, canva.com is a website that works like Photoshop and or Microsoft Publisher. It's free, it's web-based, and it allows you to create your own custom graphics. And it also will allow you to create your custom banner for LinkedIn. So if you download Canva, you want to create your own banner, use Canva to create your banner for LinkedIn. But the other thing you can use for Canva is to create your own custom birthday greetings to send out to your connections. Because the good thing about LinkedIn is that you're going directly to the person's LinkedIn message box rather than their page, like on social media. So you're connecting directly with the person, and you can type your own personal greeting, but you can also attach a photo, which is going to make your post stand out from all of the other birthday greetings that people get on LinkedIn. But you also want to practice the practice of sharing as opposed to giving. Two little twins out there sharing their eggs, but practice giving out information on LinkedIn as opposed to getting information. When you practice the act of giving, it just makes your brand stand out more. Help people out. Give, give, give. That's the practice you want to use. The other thing that you can do in order to build those relationships is to ask questions. One of the most important questions that you can ask in this period of social distancing is, how are you doing? I know I do that on all of the social media platforms. You can send someone a personal message, you can just post on their LinkedIn wall, but the most important question now is, how are you doing? There are people out there that are struggling in this period of social distancing. They're extroverts, they're used to going out and interacting with people, and they're not able to interact with family members like they normally would. And so video chat is good, but at the same time, make sure that you go out and say, how are you doing? Just check on people, build up those relationships. Another thing, which is kind of fun, is you can share National Day Calendar posts, which are pretty fun. Now, National Day Calendar is a website that touts that every day is a holiday, and you can find that website at nationaldaycalendar.com. And so I will post a link, but also the other fun thing that we can do with National Day Calendar is to find out what holiday is today. So if you go to National Day Calendar, and I will post the link here, we can all find out what today is National Day of. So let me post that, and let me hit that. And then someone asked a question, please name the site of Canva. It's CANVA. V as in Victor, A as in Apple. So again, I'll put the link in text. Oops, and it looks like I'm only texting to one person. Let me do National Day Calendar. Let me type in the link for Canva, CANV. Okay, so there's Canva. Hope everyone got that. If there's any other sites, let me know. So going to National Day Calendar, let's see what National Day is today. And of course, there's a ton of ads, which I'm not a big fan of, but today is April 20th, so it's National Cheddar Cheese Fries Day, or it's National Hanging Out Day. So those are fun posts that you can put on your LinkedIn profile to kind of get the conversation started and get people engaged. Because there's many holidays out there that people that will elicit an emotional response because maybe people have an emotional tie to that holiday. So post it out there and just get the conversation started. Another thing that you can use on LinkedIn is humor. Don't think that LinkedIn is such a business site you can't use humor. So obviously I'm going to share a piece of tech humor, which is technically Moses was the first person with a tablet downloading data from the cloud, which is true. You believe in that Moses stuff, then yes, he had the 10 commandments. They were on tablets and God did beam those 10 commandments directly to Moses's tablets. The other thing you want to do is to inspire your connections, inspire them. We talked about putting out posts that are going to inspire people. So put them out, put out those quotes that are going to say, this is only temporary, or Monday is the day for a new week. Make sure that you make the most of it. Make sure you put those posts out there, inspire people. Tip number 4, show your industry expertise. You're a real estate professional. Let people know it. Your expertise is going to make people want to work with you. The more of an expert you are, the more that you look like a superhero to people. You want that. You want people to go, man, that's the real estate rock star. I want to work with them because they're always sharing valuable content. So be that person. But I know the question always is, what kind of content do I need to share? Well, this is going to sound funny, but how to maintain your home as a real estate professional. Show people how they can keep quick, easy tips as far as making sure that they are protecting their real estate investment. So home cleaning tips, easy to use home cleaning tips are always a good thing to share, always, because people want to know how to take care of their home. And then the other thing is that sometimes people just get caught up in the day-to-day of stuff. So you want to make sure that you throw out those constant reminders. Obviously, spring was a month ago, but there's nothing wrong with posting those spring cleaning tips. It's still spring. Summer hasn't hit yet. We're not due to hit summer until June. So it's okay with you to share spring cleaning tips. Also, if you've got buyers and sellers that are selling our home, home staging tips are awesome. I know there's real estate agents out there that double as their own home stagers. So why not share those tips to stage your home properly? Now, I know as far as sharing this information, you're maybe thinking, well, golly, I don't want to give away the shop, but you do, because we all know that if your buyers and sellers aren't going to get in the position where they're going to actually sell their own house. So why not share tips? Another tip that you can share is home safety tips. Home safety tips are key because obviously no one wants to become a victim of getting breaked in. So home safety, as far as standard or even smart home safety, are good tips to share with everyone out there. Also, the general tip of how to properly sell your home or to get it sold, or what to look for when you're shopping for a home. Tips like that are always crucial. Again, real estate is a complicated process. So anything that you can share to make that process easier is going to be beneficial and make you look good. Do you have a blog? You probably should start a real estate blog. It's not a bad idea. But one of the good things about LinkedIn is that if you have a blog, you can share those blog posts directly to LinkedIn. So get on it. But you want to share them directly to LinkedIn because one of the problems with the social media algorithms is that it wants organic content. So if you have a blog post and you tell people to go to the link on your blog post, then it's going to lower your algorithm, and your post isn't going to be seen by many people. But LinkedIn allows you to actually share your blog to LinkedIn in the form of an article. So what you can do if you have a blog, you just basically make a copy of it and go to your main LinkedIn page and go write an article. You click write an article, you can put a graphic, you can also put a headline and fill out your blog post here and then publish it. Uh, and what happens is that if you go back to your main profile, you can see all of your blog posts on LinkedIn. And as you can see, here are some of the recent hashtags that I've used and some of the more popular hashtags on LinkedIn as well. But as far as your blog post on LinkedIn, it will keep all of your posts, all your blog posts, so that way you can create an article. And when you create an article, it'll be seen by more people by just, rather than just putting a link to your blog on LinkedIn. So keep that in mind. So tip number 5 is to share live video. Don't be afraid to use it. Video is good. Video goes a lot further. And as you can tell on most social media platforms, video is becoming popular. Again, I talked about signing up for LinkedIn Live. If you're on LinkedIn Live, it's a good thing because there's a statistic that you need to know about LinkedIn Live. I think there are currently fewer than 3,000 people that have access to LinkedIn Live, including yours truly. Again, LinkedIn Live, when you go live, will show to all of your connections when you've gone live. But to get it, you've got to sign up for it. And also, you've got to get into the practice of providing valuable video content on all of your other social media platforms. So get active on YouTube, get active on Facebook, sharing live video, and just regular video. You don't necessarily have to do live. But in doing so, you can become an influencer and get on LinkedIn Live. Now think about this statistic. So 3,000 people have LinkedIn Live. Now there's 55 million people that are currently on LinkedIn. So think of the potential that you could reach if you go with LinkedIn Live. But plain old video is good too. So what can you do? Because that's always the question. Well, open houses are always good. And obviously there's not many of those going on, but if you're doing a semi-open house, you could do a virtual open house and do a virtual tour. Not a bad idea. All you need is your phone's camera to go out and do a virtual open house or virtual tour. One of the more popular video posts that people are doing is just going on air and going live, sharing information about themselves. They're giving out real estate tips. They're bringing in influencers from different industries to talk about things that affect buyers and sellers. Also, I know real estate agents that are just doing a, how are you doing? This is day number whatever of being socially isolated. So they're just getting on and doing live video and just regular video in order to connect with people. So video definitely brings people closer. So if you haven't done video, get out your smartphone and get a video started. Just if you want to get a good video post started, just say hi. This is me. This is what I'm doing in this period of social distancing. You don't have to do a video log every day. If you do one at least once a week, that would be a good practice to get in as far as doing video on LinkedIn. The other thing, as far as video on LinkedIn, again, you want to do it organically. So the LinkedIn app and the, well, actually, I should say the LinkedIn app does allow you to just record a video from the LinkedIn app. You record the video, you can upload it, and it will be seen by more people once you share it out to your LinkedIn profile. If you try to share a video from your YouTube channel or from, say, Facebook on LinkedIn, it's not going to be seen by as many people. You want to do the organic video. And organic, again, means that you've recorded a video and you've taken that video that you've recorded either from the LinkedIn app or from your smartphone, and you've uploaded it directly to LinkedIn, which will allow more people, allow that algorithm to see, or allow more people to see that video once you've uploaded it. So always keep that in mind when it's doing video. The other thing, you want to get creative when it comes to your videos on LinkedIn. Yes, you're a real estate professional, but obviously you've seen the rise of TikTok and the dancing videos. If you're a dancer, if you've got a skill that you want to record and put it on video, do it. It's about the relationships. So if you're a skilled musician if you're a singer, any of that content is going to help build those relationships. Yes, you want to try to keep most of your posts geared towards the real estate industry, but again, you're building relationships. So things that you feel comfortable sharing as far as video is concerned, share them. There is no such thing as a goofy video. I recently saw a video, it wasn't real estate related, of a husband and wife doing exercising together or just doing stupid dance moves. There's nothing wrong with that. You want to build up, you want to build those relationships. So always keep that in mind when you're posting on social media. So my last tip is to remember that LinkedIn is a marathon. It's not something that you can post on once and say, man, I am done. I've posted. And so now come give me the business. It doesn't work that way. It's a marathon. It's something that you have to do on a regular basis to make sure that you are seen, that you're developing relationships with people. So yes, um, it's a constant marathon. So I can't even say it's like a 5K or a 3K. It's long term. You've got to think of it as long term. You've got to make posting on LinkedIn as part of your daily routine. I know I normally try to get into the habit of posting on LinkedIn before I start my day. That's when I post my birthday greetings. I respond to messages. I look and see if there's different influencers or just different people that I want to interact with. I also take that time to respond to invitation requests too. And I really don't scrutinize when it comes to connection requests. I'll look in to see if it's a legitimate profile, but I go ahead and accept those requests. And I know that some of the apprehension as far as accepting those requests is people don't want to receive those spam messages on LinkedIn, and that I understand. So if you do get a spammer, um, make sure that you stop them, but don't hesitate to reach out and connect with as many people as you can on LinkedIn to develop your brand. You obviously want to, if you're a LinkedIn searcher, then you want to make sure that you're connecting with accounts that people are active. So again, make sure that your connections have at least 500, 500 connections or more. So we've got a question. Let's see here. I missed the number 4 headline. What was it? That's going to be a challenge. Let's go back and see. So 6 was it's a marathon. 5 was don't be afraid to use live video. 4 was to show your industry expertise. So show you're an expert. Make sure that you're posting things that let people know that you are an expert when it comes to real estate. Now back to number 6 with it's a marathon. The other thing that you need to be concerned with on LinkedIn is the LinkedIn algorithm. Now, the algorithm in LinkedIn is really odd in that your posts don't always show up to all of your connections on a timely basis. So when you make a post on LinkedIn, it goes out, but not all of your connections sees it at the same time. There have been posts that I've seen that people made Saturday, and then all of a sudden it's showing up on my feed on Monday. So when you make posts on LinkedIn, make sure that it's somewhat time specific, but make sure it's got a broad range of time as opposed to trying to make it to that minute. So the things that you want to avoid is that if you are going to be in a webinar tonight, you don't want to post it now on LinkedIn. You want that to go out a few days in advance so that the algorithm has time to feed it out to people. If your post is deemed relevant by LinkedIn, they actually have people that monitor your LinkedIn posts. So if your post is deemed relevant by the LinkedIn community, then they will actually reshare your post to your audience again so that your post will have a wider reach. So make sure when you're posting on LinkedIn that it's always relevant content and timely content. So if you do have some tips as far as COVID-19, share them. Those posts are going to go higher and going to be pushed out further with the LinkedIn algorithm than just say your general everyday post. So to sum things up, just make sure that you focus on the relationship aspect of LinkedIn. The whole purpose of social media is to develop relationships. That's why you're there. I mean, obviously, you want your social media platform to um, generate you money, but it has to come through the form of building up relationships with people. So make that your main focus. Everything that you post on LinkedIn should be ways that you're going to build up your brand to let people know that you are this awesome real estate professional. But at the same time, too, you want to be warm and fuzzy and make sure that you're creating posts that are going to enlighten people, that are going to educate people, and also that are going to entertain people. So always make sure that you think about what you post and and make sure that it's going to enhance people's lives in a specific manner. Stay away from the posts that are towards selling or even listing homes in your inventory, and focus just on those warm and fuzzy posts. And when you do that, you will generate solid relationships and long-term relationships with LinkedIn. So with that said, again, let me share my contact details. Again, I'm Burton Kelso. I'm the tech expert at Integral. So hopefully we're going to be great friends. So follow me on social media. I'm on all of the social media platforms. And like the banner says at the top, I love technology. I've read all the manuals and I'm serious about making technology fun and exciting for everyone. So please follow me.